everybody, it's Katie back with another episode of my vlog, and I brought a special guest with me today. It's Sean! Everybody keeps asking me, how's Sean doing? So I convinced him to come on the vlog and talk about how he's doing. So, how you doing?
I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Recovery, as I keep saying to everybody, is slow but steadily getting better. Yeah, like I generally feel like I'm doing a lot better, but and it's getting faster, but it's still too slow for me, for my personal tastes.
Right. I know you're talking to me, but you should talk to them also.
Okay.
It is slow. It's slow but steady, but always forward, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been no backsliding, not even a plateau. You're always progressing. It's just really, really small increments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we did physical therapy this morning. So Sean's doing his physical therapy appointments and his occupational therapy appointments by video conference, as so many things are in the COVID universe.
Yeah.
We had a really good physical therapy this morning. Sean's therapist actually looked back through her notes from last year because she wanted to give Sean some perspective on how far he's come, and she read us some of the notes about what he was doing last November, and you've made a lot of progress.
Yeah.
A lot. So as of right now, you are walking around inside of our house with no assistive devices at all, right?
Yeah.
Not holding on to anything, which is pretty amazing, right? We went wheelchair to one kind of walker to another kind of walker to walking sticks, and now nothing.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good. You still need to use the sticks when you're walking outside.
Yeah.
But inside the house, look, ma, no hands. Pretty cool. I'm well impressed. And she was saying that she felt like your stepping was looking really good, and she felt like you were just getting better all around with everything, right? Yeah. Man, it's so cool to do these appointments and hear, I see it day to day and month to month, but it's so cool to have it measured by a physical therapy professional who's able to really give us that feedback, right?
Right.
So that's physical therapy. The other thing is, I know you guys know that we had bought, we got Sean a tricycle for his birthday, and that was awesome while the weather was nice, but we live in Oregon, and so it's raining now. So tricycle is off the table for realistically probably the next 6 months. But we bought a treadmill, and so Sean's been walking on the treadmill 3 days a week and getting able to go longer time, faster speed.
Yeah, it's been going well. It's actually kind of fun, which is crazy to say, I guess.
I think it's fun.
But, whatever.
All right, so that's the physical therapy update. Now, we had a really cool thing happen with occupational therapy recently. Sorry, I'm smiling so much I can barely talk, but Sean got kicked out of occupational therapy, or graduated. He still has a bunch of work to do. Occupational therapy is everything with the hands, the little fine motor skill stuff. But last time we had an appointment with his occupational therapist, she was like, I don't feel like I have anything else to offer you. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Just keep on doing your exercises. Don't make another follow-up appointment with me. So that was wild and amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's crazy, especially because we've been doing this for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And obviously, my left arm and hand are a lot slower than they used to be, and I'm having to use my right hand for drawing now. But I also it's just, I think, a question of time now for the left hand in exercises. And same thing with drawing with the right hand. It's just a question of time, I think, which is the Depeche Mode song.
So you're doing drawing with your right hand now, and
Yeah.
Sean was left-handed completely before the stroke, but you're doing basically all your other just sort of daily life tasks left-handed,
yeah, I'm still
or with
left-hand
both hands.
dominant. And then I use my right-handed if I need some help with something. But for drawing, I'm using my right hand completely.
Right. And how's that feeling for you?
I mean, I still have to remind myself that I'm drawing with my right hand. Like I still pick up the pencil with my left hand. But then once I get in the groove, then I actually am. It starts starting to feel more natural.
Good.
But yeah, like in general, like I'm feeling closer to being able to lose myself in drawing like I used to be able to. But because it was enough of a distraction with my left hand that it would be so messed up that that I would lose focus on what I was doing. But with my right hand, the control is so much better than it used to be than with my left hand. That I'm actually able to just focus on the drawing and just work it without having to think very much, which is the goal.
Right.
Because I was basically like, before I had the stroke, I was at the point where I didn't have to think about drawing at all.
Right.
Like, I would actually not think it in any way. And then now when I was learning how to draw with my left hand again, I had to concentrate a lot.
Right.
And then now with my right hand, I can sense myself coming to the point again where I'm not having to think very much about what I'm doing.
Right.
Which is great.
That is great. Now, the other day you said to me what you felt like your timeline was for like recovering to the point where you felt really good about your drawings. Do you want to share that, or is that
Sure. So basically, like, what I was thinking about was with my right hand drawing. I know this 2 years seems like a really long time to most people, and seems like a long time to me. But honestly, it's been only 2 years since I had the stroke. So like, which on one hand it feels like a long time ago, but on the other hand it doesn't feel like very long ago at all. And I feel like based on the improvements that I made with my right hand so far with drawing, I feel like I'll be up to the level that I want to be able to draw professionally in 2 years.
awesome?
Yeah, and it feels like it's increasing faster and faster, and basically what I'm having to do is relearning how to draw from the bottom, in terms of the muscle memory, but in terms of my brain and just thinking about drawing or whatever, or plotting drawings out, or knowing the steps to do with the drawing. I've got all the experience and all the memory of everything that I've learned so far. So that stuff kicks in. So I just am basically getting the muscle memory back, or building entirely from my right hand. And so I assume that it'll take a while, but again, like, I feel like, I mean, right now it's not. I probably do a 15 minutes to a half hour of drawing every day, which is nothing compared to like the 8 hours that I used to do. And I feel like it's going to, the more comfortable I get with my right hand, the more it's going to feel comfortable, and the more that I'm going to draw with it, and then the better it's going to get. So it's going to be an exponential growth, I think, rather than an incremental growth.
Right, with like a positive feedback loop. Yeah, totally. And I think maybe some of my viewers don't know this, but Sean used to actually teach art classes for little kids. Well, all ages of kids, like from 2 years old up to like 16, back when we lived in Eugene. So is that experience as an art teacher teaching kids how to draw, that's helping you to reteach yourself how to draw, right?
I'm sure it's helpful in some way, because I'm able to look at what my deficits are and approach it like a teacher, like going, okay, you need to work on this, you need to work on that.
Right.
So I'm sure that some of that experience has made it so that going forwards from this is easier. But also I think that in the last 2 years, my methodical and strategic brain has come to the fore in a way that it wasn't before. Probably, I don't know, it might be because of brain damage from the stroke, but it also could just be that I'm so slowed down that I think about things a lot more before I do them.
Right. You
So,
have to be more methodical. You have to plan things out because you
Yeah.
can't just do it off the cuff necessarily.
Because part of it was like, let's say I was doing 20 things before at a given time, and now I'm doing more like 5 or 6. So if you do the math, then there's a lot more brain power for the individual actions that I'm doing
Right.
than there was before,
For sure.
I think.
One of the other things we talked about actually with his physical therapist today was that he, when he had stroke, he actually died. He was dead for like a minute, and then was brought back. And that happened in September. And so maybe you picked up a little bit of Virgo methodicalness and organizedness and list makingness. Yes, no?
It feels like it. Honestly, I can't tell, but my brain does feel a lot less squirrely than it used to.
Right.
But again, that could just be part of being able to do a lot less.
Yeah.
Not like I've really gotten out of the habit of trying to multitask,
Right.
and also I've gone I haven't had any caffeine for the last basically forever, for the last 2 years.
2 years.
Whereas before that I was consuming caffeine on like an incredible amount of caffeine just in general.
Yeah.
So I think both of those things definitely combine to make me more focused.
He had this really funny analogy that he made earlier today that just cracked me up. Do you want to say it now?
Sure. I used to feel like Bert or Ernie, I guess, and I felt like Katie was more like Bert, but which is also true. And the analogy fits because I'm a drummer and Ernie is a drummer. But
But it was more like Bert's more uptight, Bert's more organized. He wants things to be all neat, and Ernie is more freewheeling and kind of airy-fairy, whatever.
Yeah.
So before, it was that I was Bert and he was Ernie, but now
I feel like my Bert has totally gone to the fore.
his inner Bert is coming out. He hasn't started a bottle cap collection yet,
No.
but more Bert is coming out
It's just
now.
because I haven't found the Figgy Fizz lid.
He does catalog pigeons, though, for sure, when he sees them.
And there was no pigeons in their neighborhood.
No, we have crows instead, which are way cooler than
Yeah.
pigeons. So, I just was so amused by that analogy. So do you want to show off some of your sketchbook drawings?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, I have the current version of the sketchbook with some awesome stickers on the front there. That's a cool sticker collection. All right, Sean picked out a few to show and talk about, so I'll hold them up and you.
Okay, I can't remember the original artist, but this is some current tarot card deck that this dude has been doing, which Katie thought was the original medieval drawing at first.
It sure
So
looked like
she
it.
had me copy it, and so anyway, I felt like this was pretty good for my right hand, and
Very
for
good.
learning for where I'm at right now. So sometimes I am concentrating on doing like hatchwork and stuff, and doing my dots, and for this one I was just only doing lines.
Cool. All right, let's see another. All right, what's that guy out?
Okay, so I'm working on more concept work for Dungeon Degenerates, and so the eastern part of the War Strike is going to be all these dinosaurs, and it's more like a young Earth kind of thing, like with very active landscape and like chemicals pouring out of the ground, and more prehistoric plants, and then flying islands and stuff.
Cool.
And so I decided that I'm way more interested in the Victorian conception of dinosaurs than I am of dinosaurs as scientific animals.
Right.
Because with the Victorian dinosaurs, you're just able to, I mean, they're more like monsters, and you're more able to just let your imagination go. Whereas if you approach them like real animals, then boring things like physics and biology have to apply to them,
Totally.
which I'm not totally interested in. And kind of brings a point I used to teach these monster drawing classes to kids.
Yeah.
And what I talked with them about was the idea of like what a monster is in general, and basically like part of having a monster exist. A monster. This is a monster versus an animal, which is just that basically for a monster you have to be ignorant, and you have to be afraid of it.
Right.
Whereas with an animal, I mean, they're like, don't be afraid of sharks. Don't be afraid of spiders. Everything that you should be afraid of, don't be afraid of. It's the general line,
Right.
which I'm not against, but I feel like if you're trying to paint a picture of a scary monster, it needs to be scary. So you either have to have a stupid audience, which, I mean, good luck, or at deciding your audience, which you don't get to decide. I mean, sometimes they're smart, sometimes they're stupid, sometimes they're medium. But my intention here is to go for how do you present a dinosaur as a fantastical thing as opposed to a scientific thing.
Right. Awesome. All right, we got one more. There's another guy.
So yeah, like I'm going for the ignorant version of what prehistory looks like. I'm not going to have like cavemen fighting dinosaurs, but we're definitely gonna have dinosaurs fighting medieval people.
I love it. Medieval dinosaurs. Nice. Which are medieval monsters. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. All right. Well, that's awesome.
So yeah, that's what's going on.
That's a lot. Is there anything else that's been happening new recently since the last time we updated? Sean's been helping in the kitchen more.
I've been helping in the kitchen more. I'm working on the second issue of Die Worst, which is supposed to be coming out in January, I think.
Awesome.
There's some other surprises coming out in January, which you're just gonna have to wait for.
Were you gonna swear on my video?
Nope. Let me think. What else? Yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it. All right.
I'm pretty much locked into Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah mode right now.
Pretty fun. I'm excited. We're doing tiny Thanksgiving next week, obviously, just the 5 of us, but I'm excited. This will be the first time for our son Henry, who's taken over cooking since Sean can't, to make a Thanksgiving turkey. And Sean's going to coach him through it.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
It's going to be good. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, have a happy Thanksgiving,
All right,
you guys.
thanks, everybody.
I'll see you in a couple days for Cinema Club Sunday Roundup, but you won't see Sean for a little while. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the vlog.
You're welcome.
All right. See you guys later.